On this episode of Ghost Hunters International, the team investigates a notorious island prison in Costa Rica.
If you were out of favor with the warden, you were put in a hole. Your sentence to San Lucas was a dozens.
Ashley encounters the victim of a brutal murder.
I just heard a woman's voice. I swear to God.
And Rob and Barry are stopped dead in their tracks.
Something's not right at all about this whole place.
Paul and Brandy get revved up in the engine room.
There's no one here. Just heard a voice.
Will the spirits of San Lucas Island keep GHI on lockdown?
That was big.
Ooh. My God, what the hell was that?
All right, everyone, welcome to Costa Rica. Dustin is going to be unable to join us. Barry has willingly joined me at the helm, and I'm going to let Brandy fill everyone in on the details.
We are headed to San Lucas Island Prison. Built in 1862 by the Costa Rican government, this prison is known to be pretty much the Costa Rican equivalent to San Francisco's Alcatraz Island. Wow. This prison had a very, very dark history to it. The prisoners were tortured, thrown in solitary confinement, and they also had to wear really tight shackles, and it would cause gangrene and, in turn, death.
Gross.
Not only did prisoners kill one another, but there are a couple other stories of murder that happened here. One was the murder of a priest, and another was the murder of a nurse by prisoners. Now, the island is about an hour's boat ride from the mainland, and it's currently uninhabited by people. It's just recently been basically reopened to the general public. Our client's name is Craig.
All right, let's go take a boat ride. Craig?
Hi.
Rob, how are you?
Good to meet you. Welcome to sunny Costa Rica.
Barry, Brandy, Ashley, Joe, and Paul.
Pleased to meet you all.
We've been running tours to this island now for over 3 years, and we've had a number of reports from customers who feel uneasy about certain things. I would love GHI to be able to do a general investigation of the prison area, just to see if there is paranormal activity or not.
Did anyone manage to escape the island? There are only 2 prisoners who are completely unaccounted for. Whether they escaped or whether they drowned in the attempt will never be known. Yeah. The average sentence over the life of the prison was 7 years. The average life expectancy was 5. Okay, here we are. This is the mooring for San Lucas. This is the start of the prison proper. This is the main central courtyard. There are 7 cells that face onto this courtyard, and there are 2 further cells below the 2 cells over the back. The prison in San Lucas is famous for its torture circle. Prisoners would be punished routinely in this area.
If you were out of favor with the warden, you were put in a hole. Rehabilitation is the whole idea of prisons, but San Lucas was never that way. Your sentence to San Lucas was a dozens.
This is one of the holding cells. The idea would be that prisoners would be held in these cells until they could be allocated a cell in the main prison. 17 people were held in this cell. One of the prisoners died on the second day, and the rest of the prisoners kept quiet in order to collect the extra rations. Eventually, the guards noticed the smell and removed the body.
Ugh. All right, shall we head on?
Let's go.
All right.
All the cells have been decorated by the prisoners with graffiti of some form or another.
So all the prisoners were not in one single cell. They seem to be in huge rooms.
Correct. The prison would have held between 20 and 30 people in a cell.
Right.
Any reports of paranormal activity in these cells?
Many of the people we bring to the island report feeling a great pressure in this place. They feel quite uncomfortable and leave quickly.
All right, shall we head out?
This cell has some of the most horrific history. Now, these 2 graffitis have attracted a lot of interest. The lady on my left is supposedly the nurse who worked on the island and came to a gruesome end. The story is that she was raped by 5 individuals, and after her death, her torso was cut to bits. The story goes that the red bikini is made out of her blood. I don't believe that story to be correct. There is another graffiti over here where the bikini on this girl, who's unknown, actually does appear to be human blood.
Do we know where this happened to the nurse?
We believe it happened in this cell.
Are there any reports of paranormal activity in this particular cell?
I was talking to a local fisherman who reported that he heard screams coming from the cell late at night.
Was he on the island when he heard these screams?
Well, he was somewhere close outside. He was looking for cover. It was a dark and stormy night.
Well, we're definitely going to want to do a thorough investigation in here and see what turns up.
Okay, and here on the right, we have the church. The government are actually carrying out some repair works to try and protect this building. There are persistent stories of a priest murdered here in his own church. Now, we've tried and find out whether this is true, and if so, what was his name and when this all happened. Unfortunately, we found nothing.
Is there any clue as to why the priest was murdered here?
None whatsoever.
If the priest was actually murdered here, is that the kind of thing that would have been recorded or reported somewhere?
I tend to think perhaps not. The island itself was something of an embarrassment. It was kind of kept quiet into one side, offshore, out of mind.
All right, well, we'll see if maybe our investigation can yield something for you. You never know.
We're heading to the electricity generating station. Here we have the principal engine, which was used to generate electricity for the prison itself.
How long has it been shut down?
Oh, it's been shut down since the prison closed.
One night, I was all alone on the island, and I heard the engine start up, and I heard the noises of workers. I climbed up to the engine room and looked in. I saw an apparition standing by the engine. I quickly ran all the way back to my office.
Okay, we're heading towards the slaughterhouse. The prisoners killed the cattle. We believe they would throw the bones over this wall into the main bay. There are numerous stories of knife fights between the prisoners. And of course, when they were working in a slaughterhouse, they would have access to very big and very sharp knives. Several deaths have happened around this area.
So the paranormal activity, if there is any here, is occurring because of prisoner deaths. This would be the place where you want to be.
I would think so, yes.
All right, well, we'll be checking it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now in advance, you brought us a real challenge on this one. What we're gonna do at this point, we're gonna grab the rest of the team, get all the equipment we've got that we brought over to the island set up, and we'll see you soon and let you know how we did.
Perfect. I'll wait on the boat till we hear from you.
All right, sounds
Take
good.
care, sir.
Take care.
Best of luck.
Take care.
Good luck.
What we have here tonight is an island with no power, and what we have is one generator on the boat. It is a very noisy generator, and a lot of the reports here are of noises, so the generator itself would cause a lot of noise and contamination for us during the EVP sessions. So we're not going to use the DVR system, and we'll make up the shortfall with some of the extra cameras that I brought along to place in those areas where we would have placed the DVR system. All right, here we go.
Oh my God.
There are hundreds of bats around here. There's a lot of things starting to happen. A lot of things are starting to come to life that we're not used to. The thunder and lightning is tremendous here, and it's getting louder and louder. There are people in the paranormal community who do believe that an approaching storm presents an increase in ions, which will also increase paranormal activity.
We're ready to rumble. Good deal. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Barry and I are gonna head out, do some thermal work. As soon as we're done with that, if you guys wanna hang here, make sure everything's completely ready to go. Let's start thinking about weather conditions, so we hit the outdoor locations first. All right, let's go to work.
Okay.
See if we got anything on the path here. All right, let's check out the prison.
Rob and I were checking in the main prison yard with the thermal to see if anything unusual was going to show up, and we were going cell to cell. No, everything's good.
If there's something here, somebody's got to want to take a peek at what we're doing here.
There should be a natural curiosity if it hasn't been investigated before.
When's the last time someone was wandering around here at night?
My God, what the hell was that?
If there's something here, somebody's got to want to take a peek at what we're doing here.
Rob and I were checking in the main prison yard with the thermal to see if anything unusual was going to show up, and we were going cell to cell.
All right.
My God, what the hell was that?
What?
Actually, I could have sworn I seen something going in through there. That's what caught my eye. Just it was turning my eye from here to that. It could be maybe just a trick of the lens.
Yeah. What did it look like?
But the size of a pig.
A pig?
Yeah.
A pig ain't making it through there. Come on. Whoa, we ain't going.
There's a set of gates which is locked. You just simply can't get through.
There's nothing. I mean, there's no heat signatures. There's no animal.
No, there's nothing.
Whatever it is gone. We immediately threw the thermal on it, looked around. If this was something living and breathing, it should have left a heat sink as it passed through, but there was nothing. Should we head down to where the nurse was attacked? All right, let's cut back through this way. You ever seen anything like that before?
Not that close. You know, it was funny that what you just said, that this should be a natural curiosity. Let's go.
Speaking of your natural curiosity, Barry and I were continuing our thermal sweep within the circle. We heard a loud crash behind us. We went over to see what could have caused it.
Let's check down here for any signature. Just watch your flashlight.
There's raindrops, and then there's whatever that is.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Something's not right at all about this whole place.
What's that noise?
Back there.
Yeah.
I heard it. That sounds female to me. Like a...
Rob had heard what sounded like a woman's moan. And certainly for me, what caught my attention was that I was hearing something as well.
Let's go.
So we went back and tried to source out what those noises were.
Somewhere back here.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? Now it's gone. We had crashing sounds. We had what sounded like a woman sobbing, some sort of dark mass charge at us. There's something here that's coming out to play. And at this point, it's our job to go out and meet it and document it.
And this, is the engine room.
Paul and I headed up to the engine room where some of the reports are hearing working, hammering of some type going on, as well as hearing the engine running when clearly it's not in working condition. EVP session, Brandy and Paul in the engine room. Are any of the inmates still here with us?
Please come forward.
Are you the one that runs the generator? Are you the one that turns on the engine?
There's a definite heaviness in this area.
Yeah.
You know, I get...
It feels like you're being watched.
Yeah, it does. I'm actually like, I don't get the creeps.
No, but it feels like there are people standing around you and hiding.
I'm getting like a chill.
Yeah.
I demand that you show yourself.
Paul.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I was standing here.
Yeah.
And I heard footsteps. They were so close. I had heard footsteps coming from the jungle and into the area that we were standing in. And in order for that to have happened, that means something had to have walked right through the fence. I can't explain the footsteps. It's just Paul and I up here. I'm going to be really diligent on trying to find what I heard on some of the audio.
Just heard a voice.
Where?
Next to me, my right.
Female or male?
Male. Sound like two male voices sharing each other. Or even maybe in an argument. It was very, very quick. Now, where that came from, I don't know. So when it comes down to the audio, we just have to pay attention and see what we get.
We wrap it up.
Sure. Ending EVP session. Just pouring brandy in the engine room. Let's get out of here.
EVP session, Ashley and Barry. In the circle. Come this way. Ashley and I were investigating in the circle, where the reports of the oppression are said to have happened. Stand there. I'm gonna walk to the other side. We split ourselves apart from a point of view that I was not there. The spirits within this prison may be more responsive to the female than actually the male. Ashley, the moment you hear anything, you let me know.
Okay.
To any of the prisoners that are still here, we ask you to come forward into the middle. Make your way forward. Ashley, I'm hearing a lot of stuff from your side.
I'm hearing a bunch of stuff moving around out there.
Keep telling me what you're hearing.
Okay, I'm hearing shuffling over here in between the main building and this cell.
The moment you start to feel uncomfortable, come back over here. We ask the prisoners who are still here to come forward into the middle. There's a lot of noise, Ashley. Over to your right.
I know I'm hearing it.
That's where I seen the pig thing. Any of the prisoners that are still here, we ask you to come forward. Come forward into the middle and make yourselves known.
I just heard a woman's voice.
Any of the prisoners that are still here, we ask you to come forward and make yourselves known.
I just heard a woman's voice.
You heard a woman's voice?
I swear to God, yeah.
What is your name?
I started hearing a woman's voice coming from my left-hand side, which is supposedly the area right above where the nurse had been murdered. Senorita, can you come to the center of this circle and show yourself to us? Did you hear that?
No.
God, I could swear that's the second time. It seriously sounds like somebody, like, whimpering, like a...
That's precisely how Rob described it. It sounds like it's coming from over there.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What was that?
What the hell was that? I just heard a woman's voice there. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Let's get over here quick.
So where's the portrait of this lady? I see her back there.
This is claimed to be the picture of the nurse. We want to make an appeal to the nurse who was said to be murdered in here. Ma'am, if you are still here, please come forward to us.
We thought we heard a woman. Was that you?
We are not here to harm you in any way whatsoever. We just simply need to know if you are here.
Senora, can you come forward to us? Could you touch one of us?
Okay. Ending EVP session. Let's give someone else a go now and see if she'll come out for them.
This is the dispensary where the nurse worked who was allegedly murdered. So we thought that this might be a more comfortable area for her, somewhere where we might be able to do an EVP session and possibly get some responses if she saw us as a non-threat. Hola, señorita. Mi nombre es Rob, y mi amigo aquí es Joe.
Hola. Are you curious on why we're here? We mean you no harm. Could you please come out?
Señorita, mi amigo es muy enfermo. Por favor, ven aquí. Señorita, the people who did this to you, what do you want to say about them?
Do you understand?
After what happened to you, we don't want what's left of you to be that portrait. Please tell us your name so that we can tell others, and then people will be able to remember you. What is that?
No.
Señorita? ¿Dónde está? Where are you? Did you hear that?
Psst.
Yeah. As we leave the first room we're in, it sounds like someone said, psst. That came from in here.
I thought so.
You have our attention, huh? ¿Qué? ¿Qué pasa? What's up? I mean, when we walked into the room, it sounded...
Like somebody... What's the matter?
I just saw what looked like something white shoot from the door to behind you. Huh? What's up? Joe and I came down to the dispensary because the nurse who was murdered, she worked here. When we walked into the room, it sounded...
Like somebody... What's the matter?
I just saw what looked like something white shoot from the door to behind you. It looked like a tall, almost like a form, went like this.
We tried to recreate it. We were looking to see if there were glass and metallic objects in the room, and we really couldn't explain it.
What is up with this place? All right, let's head out. Whew. This is the end of the EVP session with Joe and Rob in the dispensary. Joe and I were noticing some unusual activity in the dispensary, so I immediately wanted to get another team in there to see what they could find.
EVP session, Paul and Brandy in the dispensary. We had friends in here earlier, and they think that you may have possibly been interacting with them.
Could you give us a sign that you are still here?
Okay, I just heard something down here.
Down there. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Did you hear something?
Footstep. There's no one here.
No.
Is there somebody here? Is there somebody with us? Will you please come forward?
Shh. I swear I just heard a woman saying something coming from this direction.
Please feel free to come forward and show yourself to us. We're not here to harm you.
Señorita, ¿cómo te llamas? I apologize, but I can't really speak Spanish very well. If there's any spirit that would like to speak, please do so now. Well, I say we wrap this building up.
Okay, this is Paul and Brandy ending EVP session.
Paul and I heard some footsteps as well as some voices as well, so we're really going to have to go over all of the audio in hopes of capturing something.
There it is. Let's find an entrance. Seeing as we're locked out, let's see if somebody will come to us. This is an EVP session. This is Joe and Rob at the slaughterhouse. Oye, mi amigo. My friend. We're locked out. You gotta be kidding me.
Are you trying to open the door for us?
You get a look in there? There's nobody behind the door. First EVP question, the door shakes back and forth.
The door shook, and we both looked at each other like, was that an answer?
Amigos, ven aquí. Come outside, huh? The door's locked. We can't get in. Come on, open the door again. Let us in. All right. That was weird with the door, I'll tell you what. We say the door's locked, somebody starts banging. All right, man. Let's try and get out of here in one piece. All right, Joe. We got to church where allegedly the priest himself was murdered in here by the inmates. Craig said that he was unable to track the history down of whether that happened. And we said that we'd do an investigation in here and perhaps come up with some answers. Might be a good time to do some EVP work. Father, what's your name? ¿Qué es su nombre? Padre, we need to speak to you. My name's Rob, mi nombre es Rob. Y mi amigo allá es Joe. This is Joe.
Hola. Did you just whisper?
Nope.
I thought I heard whispering.
Was there any way to discern what it said?
No. That was big.
Joe and I came to investigate the church where the claims of activity, or perhaps history, is that a priest was murdered right here within the chapel.
That was big. I heard this loud noise. Immediately, Rob darted out there to see if he could catch it.
What the hell was that?
That was huge, whatever that noise was. When we got out there, we didn't see anything, so we attributed the noise to something in the jungle, but it was pretty loud.
All right, let's see who's trying to talk to you in here, Joe. Padre, there's a story that you were killed here by the same people that you were trying to save. Father, I've got some bad news. No one can find any record of what happened to you. What the hell? I thought I heard a voice coming from over here. You heard that, right?
Yeah. I thought I heard a female, like a young voice.
Padre, do you have forgiveness for the people who did this to you? We need to hear your voice. If you can speak into this, we'll get your message.
Please, Padre, help us solve the mystery.
Padre, there's no more work for you here. It's time to go. Are you ready to leave this place? Well, I don't know about the Father, but I certainly am. EVP session. This is Joe and Rob in the church. Ending. And I heard a voice. Joe was closer, and he said this sounded almost female, or at least young. So now, whether we come up with the answers for Craig or not remains to be seen.
EVP session. Ashley and Barry in the holding cells. Don't switch on your light.
Okay.
Let's go.
Oh, what's that smell?
It's bats.
Wow, there's like hundreds in there.
It's okay.
No,
they're
touching. You go in there first, then.
I'm not touching
You go in there.
You have the camera. You have the camera. You need to go in first.
You're the guy. You're Barry Fitzgerald.
But I've got the 360. I've got the backup.
Hey, let's get everyone at Central Command. Start thinking about getting backed up. Definitely what stood out for me the most is the thermal sweep. Barry and I were chasing activity all over this place, from disembodied voices to loud crashes to dark masses. And that was how we started the night.
Not using our DVR system tonight, I would like to think that the coverage that we've given was very widespread, and we should have something going into analysis.
I have my own personal experience of hearing a female voice. Other people heard it too. I really hope that with the audio equipment we had rolling at the time, we picked up that female voice.
I hope we find out what actually happened on this island, because a lot of it remains a mystery.
We're about to go into the analysis now for San Lucas Island Prison, and we were almost given a clean slate to find out what exactly was going on this island, which has a notorious history. There was some personal experiences had with various different groups, so let's see if any of that has transpired through into the analysis. Hey guys.
Yourself and Rob, you're in the church, and Rob says, okay, I think we should start asking some EVP questions. And there's a response.
Might be a good time to do some EVP work.
Yes, it's in agreement.
Might be a good time to do some EVP work.
It sounds male.
Yeah.
Might be a good time to do some EVP work.
Certainly does.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Great.
Hey guys, Ashley and I were into the circle to conduct an EVP session. Ashley, have a listen to this. See what you think.
Oh my God, that's creepy. I mean, there were bats, but that was not a bat.
What are you hearing?
It sounds like a male's voice, and he's kind of sounds like, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, like...
That's exactly what it sounds like.
We'll let the client hear this one, let him know what's down there, and we'll move on to the next. Okay.
Hey guys, going over the audio that we took when we were in the dispensary. I'm asking, why are you still here? At one point, I thought I heard what sounded like a female voice.
All right.
I think I got her.
Ah.
Well, welcome back to San Lucas.
Thank you very much. How you been?
Fine, thanks. I'm dying to find out what you've discovered.
You brought us in and said, look, we're not exactly sure where everything is occurring or even what's occurring. So it definitely presented us a challenge that also carried over to the technical department.
It's one of the first locations that we have done, which was a prison island. But we give it a good spread, and we adapted some of the equipment, and I think we were quite successful in what we have.
Great. I think one of the things that comes in key right off the bat for us is to kind of see if we can't find some more facts on what might be going on. Now, one of the things that we do on every investigation is a thermal sweep. We use our thermal camera that gives us different heat differentials to generally show us possible alternative explanations.
Now, during the thermal sweep, Rob and I were up in this circle, and I happened to turn my head back, and as I was turning back, I happened to notice movement from the corner of my eye. But this was in the form of a black mass, small, almost resembling the size of a pig. It came at me very fast, and then veered through the locked cell door, which leads out into the back of the cell. There were voices being heard around this cell, the cell below, and it certainly sounded female.
And that's a nice end to what was certainly a bizarre thermal sweep.
Brandy and Paul were in the dispensary. They were trying to ascertain the identity of some of the entities that may be on the island. A reply comes back. So this recording that we want to bring forward to you now is one of those replies. Just before this pitch.
Yes, I hear it. I could hear the voice there. I couldn't make out the words.
I will take that sample and play that for you.
Oh, I don't know.
It's almost a whisper. It did sound like a female voice saying, "It's keeping me."
Oh, yes. It does sound like a female voice saying it's keeping me. Who would be keeping her? I don't know.
That's the question. As we go along, there may be more kind of clues to this puzzle. Myself and Joe were also investigating in the dispensary. As we were getting ready to leave, I see a white light move from the doorway of the dispensary behind Joe and disappear.
Well, since people have known that you're coming here, a number of people come forward and told me stories. And one that I've heard in the last week or so, there's supposed to be a girl between 8 and 9 years old, pale and white dress, who's been seen in the dispensary walking between the area where the beds would have been.
No kidding. Now, I wasn't at all able to make out. This was kind of as I was turning to speak to Joe, but I did see this white figure seem to move across the room and then just gone.
It sounds as though it's the same type of thing.
Could be. Now, we have another voice that was picked up. Again, this is in the dispensary. Brandy and Paul doing an EVP session. You hear Paul say, "Can you come forward?"
Yes. Did she?
Seems like she already had by that point. Myself and Joe took the hike down to the slaughterhouse. We get to the door, which is clearly chain locked. We say, well, why not do some EVP work out here? As soon as I set up the recorder, I'm like addressing Spanish, English, we're locked out. We can't get into the building, you know, why don't you let us in? Immediately after that, this is a response we get.
Oye, mi amigo, my friend, we're locked out.
The door starts shaking. The door that we're standing right next to.
We're locked out.
Wow. Nobody behind the door pushing from the other side?
That's the first thing we checked. We wedged the video camera in there. There was nothing, no animals. Never seen anything like that. What does it make you think?
We've certainly heard stories of knife fights and deaths down by that area.
The door's shaking. Is that paranormal? It's a tough call. Is that incredibly strange? Oh, absolutely.
Now, our next recording comes from this circle. Ashley and I were working down there on some EVP and video recordings. One of the recordings that was taken comes at a time when Ashley and I walked into the cell and a bat flew out of the cell, just missed my face. I had to duck. So this first part of the recording, you're going to hear my shock.
The screams are yours,
as I try and duck out of the way. But what caused a lot of interest was what was coming at the end section here.
That is weird. I can't hear the first comment. The second one is agua. One of the guards on the island has reported hearing noises coming from that cell for somebody looking for food and agua.
Well, that was certainly something we didn't think about.
Yeah. Something like this is different from some of the things that we've had going on. Difference between an intelligent haunting and a residual haunting. An intelligent haunting is something going back and forth, interacting with us, whereas a residual is something that is just going through the paces repeatedly. If there was some kind of spiritual energy there, still looking for water, agua, it's definitely strange for us to have a mix of the residual and the intelligent in one place.
Wow.
The main cell block here, particularly this cell that we're in now. You told us reports of people feeling oppressed, and some people even leaving as soon as they get into the cell. But there is a recording that we want you to listen to. It was taken off one of our cameras that was placed on sticks inside this cell. Now, you can see from the camera itself that there is no one clearly there, but there is something strange that happens. So have a listen to this.
That's definitely a groan. Nobody's inside the cell.
No one is inside this cell. The camera itself was monitoring the door. I was the last one in to replace the camera footage and had left some 10 minutes before. So this cell was totally empty.
Wow. Scary stuff.
What do you think of all this?
It's compelling evidence of something still here in the island.
As far as we're concerned, is there something paranormal going on here? Is this place haunted? Yes. Is there anything that would provide a danger, should stop people from coming here? No. There's nothing here that seems angry, is being aggressive. Well, it may be tragic and sad. It's not dangerous. So that is what we've got for you.
Great.
Thank you so much for bringing us in. It's been incredible.
Thank you for coming, and thanks for all the information.
All right.
Really useful. Thank you,
Thanks.
sir. Thanks a lot.
Well, I think GHI have done a fantastic job. They've uncovered far more evidence than I thought they ever would, but I have no adequate explanation for the voices that we've heard, the things that the team have seen. I started this off being very, very skeptical, but I'm changing my mind. GHI have certainly provided me with more than I expected.
When you and I started this a couple of years ago now, I think these were the kind of cases that we had kind of talked about and dreamed of doing. So to go out there, just be completely isolated, out in the middle of nowhere, us against the elements, us looking for the paranormal, this is what it was all about.
And it's certainly not your typical prison that we've been used to. So it's a memorable experience for us, and I certainly will take it to my grave, remembering what we experienced here.
All right, man, well, as Dustin would say, rock and roll.